Girls, how you doing? Listen to the picker card, and today's going to be what's happening. I like to do that on Monday, but it doesn't really matter when you're watching it. It's all about getting a vibe, a flavor of the week or the few days coming up. Let's keep an open mind. It can just be about business, it can be love, it can be anything. Let's stay cool. It's just tarot, as I always say. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Pound number 1, what's happening? 3 of Wands, Queen of Cups, Ace of Swords. Wow, interesting. So in my opinion, there is an idea of you recognize each other as a final destination, but how to get there maybe wasn't simple. Maybe there is a gap in age, maybe different background, maybe living really far away from each other. So that could have made that connection a bit difficult. Also, there could be 3 people in a picture, which is happening quite a lot at the moment, I have to say, in those readings. Who don't know what's happening here. As a result, because you're aware there's far too many people, or maybe the complication, you cover your heart because you don't want to engage in something that could be actually hurtful for you. On the other hand, maybe the other person lack of clarity as well, but with that Ace of Swords, now that person knows, I know what I want and what I don't want. Maybe it's going to be complicated. Maybe I'm going to have to make a decision between two. Maybe I'm going to have to learn how to, communicate with you in different level, whatever it takes. But I know I want a new start with you. So let's have more information. Let's see. Yes. There was love at first sight, and maybe that person was not obviously prepared for it. Nobody's prepared for love at first sight, but it was a bit overwhelming. They were not expecting this. And also maybe they were with someone else, so they were definitely not expecting to fall in love with you. But there's a need to learn here. The Hierophant is something that is fated, but also it's a process. It's not like, oh yeah, we fall in love and everything is beautiful. No, it's like we need to overcome some obstacles, some hurdle. We need to learn about, self-development. Maybe there's some legal matters that need to be sorted. There's a need to go deeper in our own understanding, because this connection is not straightforward, for sure, right? Yeah, introspection, you bet. Maybe there's also quite a few things who were hidden. Maybe that person didn't tell you all that was going on in their life, and now you have to deal with a new reality. There is a need to understand ourselves and each other, but that's it. It cannot be any secret anymore. It cannot be any lies, and things have to come to the surface. Okay, it has to be purged in some ways. Yeah, someone is definitely traveling towards you. It's very much that emperor energy as well with the chariot. It's very direct, very straightforward. Let's go, let's go, let's go. But very balanced as well. And as you can see with the moon, you have the yin and the yang, the black and the white on both sides. So that could be finding a balance, learning to make this, how can I say, learning to be together, because it's not something like straightforward. It has to be a balance. Let's to figure it out. The yin and the yang, we have to find that, in the middle somewhere, a balance, because otherwise it could be I don't know, it feel like it's been a hurdle, it's been difficult, it's been a lot of annoying moment, instead of having just enjoying each other, enjoying and have fun, and be a bit free. It's been like obstacle after obstacle, difficulties. Do we really want to make this work? I think at some point something has to give. Yeah. Maybe that's why. Maybe because someone was a little bit, a player, and that's enough. I think that's what I feel. I feel like it's complicated, it's difficult, it's not flowing. If you're dealing with a King of Wands, it's someone who's trying to avoid actually to go deep. It's someone who doesn't think twice, someone who avoid that totally. And someone who's very fluffy, very on the surface, doesn't dive in. You are the opposite, so that doesn't work. Unless a person change or transform, I should say. Yeah, they're very cutting and defensive with their word. They want to play around, because that's why they're avoiding you, because you are out of the league. But they might regret it. So they might want to come back and reconcile, but they have to find that middle ground. They know you're going to end up together at the end of the day. Are they fighting, that idea of, I know you are my destination? Are they fighting the love? Because, yeah, obviously there was this, love at first sight. And that's why you covering your heart. As someone is not ready to level up, someone is not ready to grow up, even though they know you're the final destination. How long is it going to take? For you, move. it's up to you. Do you have the patience to wait? Personally, I don't have. Nope. Moving on. Okay, so the hermit, yeah. Someone that make you feel like a hermit, very much closed off in your cave. Well, yeah, well, that is not the way to live your life, is it? So, in my opinion, someone needs to face themselves, face their own music, and grow up and level up. Because fluffing around, being a charmer, male, female, doesn't matter. You entertain illusion, and you might hurt people in the meantime, right? Not correct. So, part number 2. What's happening? 4 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. Holy schmoly. So someone who was watching you from afar, wishing to be with you, but maybe holding on to the material balance and equilibrium, maybe staying in a marriage because of the money. They wish to be with you, right? But they don't move. They want to move. There's an idea of reconciliation, to really go for the romantic side of life and forget about the dinero, right? It's more important to be at peace with your heart. So there's an offer of peace, an offer of reconciliation. Very typical of 10 of Pentacles, actually. You recognize each other and then you have that moment of separation because you need to work on yourself independently, and then you can come back together, and this time you can co-create and really be on top of the world, be a power couple. So yeah, maybe they had to go through a divorce, maybe they want to set up a business with you, but they had to have their stuff together. Now they're ready to do this. It's more balance. You had the intuition that that person was the one, but you couldn't do anything. They have to come to that conclusion themselves. Yeah, there was a choice. They had to make a decision. They have to decide, do I stay for the money with something that is boring me to death, or do I take a gamble? Obviously financially it's going to be different, but at least I'm happy. They felt left in a cold. You had to be independently suffering in some ways in order to learn, and do the healing. Absolutely. It's not something you do when you're together. You do, I think you do other thing when you're together. Don't know, but I have a feeling. But when you're by yourself, you do the healing because that's what necessary for the next level. Boom, bada boom. Restarting something. So there's an idea of reconciliation here. There's an idea like, I want to treat you properly, and this time I'm going to do it. I don't want to look at you from afar wishing to be with you. I don't want to be treating you as a mistress or lover. I want to really take care of you, make sure that I want to grow old with you. That's it. And if you're starting a business, you want to really expand it and make that really flourishing and blossoming. Beautiful. So let's have a major arcana for part number 2. What's happening? Let's have a look here. We have the Lovers. Yeah, it's a point of when you know each other, you realize you are soulmates. You are that kind of very strong connection. You cannot fluff around, and you cannot treat someone as a lover or mistress. It cannot. It has to be like, you are my person. I recognize you, and I do what necessary to honor you as well. Okay, because it's quite disrespectful to treat someone as a mistress or lover, isn't it? But the point, right? So on this note, have a beautiful day, and I see you tomorrow. Mwah. Ciao.